Hello, everybody, and welcome to RLO Grand Slam. This is a huge event for the OCE region, and who else should host it but OCE themselves? I am myself, Bullet, here today with Son of Jupiter to my right. How is it today for you?
It's honestly amazing. I am extremely privileged to be alongside a very good friend in Bullet and also to be casting some really good gameplay in the OCE region, and boy do we have a opening match that's going to be incredible to cast.
Exactly right. You're looking at, quite obviously, the two biggest orgs here in OCE that have been a bit of a juggernaut here. They've always been up there. They've both had recent success, so we're going to find out who could possibly get over in that match, but that's a big one to call.
It is going to be a big one to call because obviously with these particular matches, we'll have a look in a second, they do tend to have a big significance in how the overall tournament will run. So the winner of this first match between the Renegades and Ground Zero, as we can see, goes directly through to the semi-final. So that could be a massive leg up for either team.
That's right. You want to take any advantage you can in these tournaments. But we're going to have to find out, can Renegades, be ready to play straight away? Because you haven't really had too much of hot action. Probably scrimmed, in the background, but they've got to come in and be ready to go after GC had some tough games last week.
Yeah, and that's the big difficult thing about being an invited team is that you don't get the same experience, the same grind to get to the position that they are in today. So it is one thing to have a secure place in the playoff brackets, but it's another thing to go up against the teams who are slaving away and really grinding to get their top 8 position. So it can be a bit of a double-edged sword in that way.
And what you also got to remember here is that you win that first match, you get a bigger chunk of the prize pool. That guarantees you a top 6 finish. So you're looking at $3,500, and that's US as well. So that's some big dollars on the line here. And if I said that you had $3,500 on the line for any OCE tournament, you would be mind blown.
Oh man, definitely, especially considering the kind of community tournaments that we run typically don't breach that $100 mark, and to jump into this outrageous category with the 46,000 USD prize pool as well. So it will have a better conversion once you exchange it into Australian and New Zealand dollars. So it's a massive prize pool, and honestly, it's really good for the scene to actually get some support and some funding.
Exactly right. So hopefully it's only just a beginning for OCE, and why not today? Let's prove our worth. Show us some high-level Rocket League gameplay, and show us what we can produce, behind the scenes as well. So plenty to step up for, not only for the players, but all of us here in the region. Let's make our voice heard, and let's continue this.
Exactly right, and we do want to hear the voices of the community, and the best way to do that is to use the hashtag RLO Grand Slam on Twitter. We want to hear all your thoughts, and we want to see that stream come through, especially as the casters after this, and we switch over to Yummy and Max. It'd be nice to go through and see what everyone's posting on Twitter, so smash that on Twitter. But also, if you want to know what's happening in the bracket, ! bracket in the channel right now to keep live updates on what we're doing.
And here we go. We're bringing up the rosters here. No, faces that you haven't seen before. These are some real staples of the region. But you're looking at Renegades with that locked roster that they haven't wanted to tweak anytime recently with CJ, Kami, and Siki. But on the other end, you've got Ground Zero that have tried to do a swap here with Decker and Spyro, seeing what works best. But we're going to have to see if that roster is ready to finally show us what they're made of.
Exactly right. CJ, Kami, and Siki have got a lot more synergy, a lot more time together. So looking at the synergies for the roster, they do seem to be a little bit better because losing Decker is definitely a hit for Jules. They've been teammates for quite some time, but we're already into the action. It's going to be the first kickoff, and this win is going to go to Kami.
Exactly right, mate. CJ is approaching on the ball here, trying to show us some of his dribbling plays early. We're going to find out who's going to grab this in the first 30 seconds, because usually goals they come early in Rocket League.
They definitely do. It's definitely a situation where they come early, especially on a cold hands. They just started. They might have done some warm-up preparation, but they are going to be fresh into this. There's already a shot coming out, but it will get saved by Jules.
Here you go, Kami's coming straight through the midfield, tries to put it in the corner for himself, but Express is already there. That's his bread and butter, those E clears, but it's still got CJ hovering around in the attack, doing all those, off rotations. They're just rotating, right out of whack.
It definitely does. They're rotating quite well, and the counter-attack is actually looking pretty good as well. There was opportunity there to put a shot on net, but Ground Zero choosing to pull out for that challenge, and now we're seeing Renegades really control the map and put some shots on.
That's right. They've kind of locked it down, at least for the first minute here. I think they've only had one breakaway there, GZ, but otherwise they're, ready to control. Dropping the ball down from Kami. Now CJ's there. He scored the first goal in this series. Now they're going to be a little bit shaky after that.
Definitely so. Like you said, the goals do come quick, and that dish by Kami off the roof, great utilization of his surroundings there to set up CJ, and that will be a very good first goal.
One that will hopefully, steady the ship there in Renegades, not having to push too hard too early, but they're going to continue on. Kami saves his flip there, tries to dunk it back down on Jules, can't get that one to work, but Jules is going to try and pass it back to the net. They're in all bits of scrambles at the moment.
They definitely are. The pressure coming out of Renegades is very, very strong. We're seeing them rotate very efficiently and even getting some bump plays on the way through as well. Nothing truly being tested on their defense so far, but it does look like Siki is going to pass it over to Jules, who pulls the ball forward but won't have any kind of offensive pressure.
He's still going for these air drags, but he's going to get taken out by Spidos. This ball's going to drop down. Waterfall for Spidos. Open net for him. And now we're one apiece.
That's a massive feels bad. You see the double commit coming out. Obviously a little bit of miscommunication coming there, but the fact that one member of Ground Zero was able to beat the two challengers to set up Spydoge is a fantastic win, and we have an equal scoreline.
But what's got to remember, this is a best of 7 today, so, these goals, they do matter, but it's a long, long way to go in this series. So who's going to be the team that, to keep a level head throughout all of this, because that's a big day for them.
Exactly right. It's definitely an endurance match. It's not as simple as getting 2 wins and moving forward. You have to play really, really strong for a long period of time, and that can be quite challenging. But a lot of these teams being quite experienced, it shouldn't be too much of an issue, as Jules does take a very nice touch forward, but it's a bit heavy, so it will get blocked out by the Renegades. But it's a bit of ping pong at the moment. No one taking possession at the moment.
That's right. It's looking like, in the Rocket League community at the moment, it seems like the Fennec is really stepping up there to almost be like a second choice car now. It used to always be that Octane dominant, but I'm thinking maybe it's taking that second spot right now.
I think so, as the ball goes into the blue corner. A little bit of scrambling defense coming out of the Renegades, but Kami, beautiful flick in that Fennec we just mentioned, clearing most of the defense, and now the ball should be moving back to the orange side of the field, and it does. Kami putting the ball infield. CJ's up, he goes for the shot, and it gets blocked. A beautiful little dish there from the likes of Renegades.
Well done, Spidos, to keep a strong head there. That was a good shot on target. CJ's not done yet, tries to redirect it back in front of the net. And Sticky goes for the crunch here, but now it's a 3-man flying B going forward. They've got a chance. Spidos has a gentle shot. Now they're all retreating back here. And God, Express is up there, but it's getting a little bit scary for both teams at the moment. The counter-attacks are, not far and few between.
They definitely are. The counter-attacks are really, really strong. They're so efficient at setting them up as well, but it's going to be the Ground Zero through Spider's beautiful air drag there. Almost cleared the entire defense, but there was a defender there for Renegades. The counter-attack by CJ puts it on the backboard. EU cleared by Jules coming through, and the counter-attacks are so quick. The double miss. Spider shoots and he scores. Ground Zero take the lead.
Wow, we Express, what a setup here. Duzwell has plenty of pace. Touches it low on that backboard. Spido is the striker to receive, and now they've taken the lead, and this is going to be a big upset in a lot of people's playbook.
I think so, because having Ground Zero up in this first match does give them a massive mental advantage, but also the fact that, like we said, Renegades are a little bit cold, so they might not have the same kind of exposure to the gameplay that we've had in the last couple of days, as Jules does go for a little bit of a dribble, does get blocked and put back into the orange side of the field. CJ takes control, dishes middle, shots on. Is anyone there? Jules does get the save.
Well, he's got to be quick here, Kami, because they're ready to counterattack straight away, but they've reset it and turned it around quite well, but they seem like they're flinging the cars at everything at the moment. Oh, CJ's here. He's going for possibly a backflip goal. Doesn't get that receiving and gets saved out, but we're down to 30 seconds. A good demo in goal. Leave for Siki. Siki puts it back corner, but CJ can't get there before the post.
The aggression and the desperation ramping up for the Renegades. They're really trying to put anything and everything on net just to see if they can force something out, but they might be a little bit exposed on the defensive side. We do see Chicky getting it past one, but Jules, beautiful read, great speed to get to that ball, and it's going to be a bit of back and forth. Nice touch there by CJ to set up his team, but with only 1 second on the clock, can they muster something, or is this ball going to hit the ground? It is, and it's going to be ground zero, taking game one.
Jeez, and there we go, people. Look at that. Ground zero taking game one against the Juggernauts in Renegades. And looking at the stat sheet here, how beautiful is this graphics? Shout out to Basink here. And look at that. CJ having all the shots today and demo, so he seems like the real playmaker for Renegades. But you're looking at the striker in Spider, just ready to receive from Express. So it looks like Jules maybe playing that goalkeeper route today.
It definitely is not a bad option. Spider is very dynamic on the attack, and he's able to set up a huge amount of offensive pressure. We don't even have time to talk about it because game two is already underway, and it looks like Renegades are going to try and rectify some of their game one mistakes.
They are not looking to use that 1 minute rest. Both teams hot to go. GZ realised they need to keep playing, and I think Renegades want to keep them, in time. But a good shot there from CJ, gets saved twice. That is the messiest play I've seen on the goal line. Thank God it's finally gone in from Renegades. But geez, how'd they keep this one out?
Oh my god, Jules getting that first touch was absolutely amazing, and then Spidoge, I don't know if he just had panic mechanic or what happened, but he had a sitter there in the corner. He could not get out, and that'll be Renegades again taking the first goal.
There we go. Starting hot here. Renegades going to continue on. CJ jumps over one. It's 2-0 within the first 30 seconds. And it's true. Goals do come early in Rocket League.
Renegades not happy with how game one went, and they're coming out with authority in this second game. 2 goals already in the opening 30 seconds of game 2.
Wow. All right. Don't have to get ready for this one because it looks like it's going to be a bit spicy here. Now, ball sitting down for Jules. Jules finally gets a chance to go forward. Didn't get a chance. Good demo on the left. Going to go bottom left, and it's raining goals.
The team play coming out of this, it was not easy at all. You see Express rotating super aggressively, getting the demo onto Kami, and then the placement from Jules. Very quick reactions to drop it in that left side corner. And like you said, goals are coming hot and quick.
Another kickoff. Who's going to win the kickoff? Because it seems to be really for the favour of the other team. And Jules is already dragging. Can he read that backboard? No, he can't. Express can't get around it. At least he hits a good part of the backboard. Spido tries to dunk it, and oh my god, this is the hottest minute I've seen for a long time.
The aggressive players are definitely stepping up in a big way. Kami doing everything he can as well, but it's definitely going more in favor of Renegades. They're trying to be a little bit more risky, not playing as safe as they were in game one, and it's definitely paying dividends as they're once again in the orange side of the field. CJ will take a touch over one, but only as far as Jules, who will look to control.
Good pinch there from CJ. Dropped it for Sicky. Sicky's going for that top corner. Can't get it in. But I haven't had a time to really rest in this game and having to call some big plays, and we can see if we're going to finally maybe get a breakdown, but we're not going to get a breakdown. We got passes like that, going for a bouncing shot there. Good save on the line, but Sicky is only centimeters away from breaking it.
Exactly right. The plays that are coming through, the way that the Renegades are setting up is very good. But hold the phone, Spyho! He sniped one away and he's able to equalize. Beautiful little pass there by CJ. Jules. CJ missing the ball there, and it's going to be Spido securing the second.
Jeez, look at the angle he gets on there. Spido's, again, the striker of today, it seems like it. And if he continues his form, he might give GC some real hope to make the semi-finals.
I think so. The way they're playing, oh my god, that bang from Spidoge again. He's absolutely cracked at the moment, coming through with a massive amount of offensive pressure. It's going to be returned very quickly by Renegades, and there will be a shot and demo coming through, and just like that, Renegades have reclaimed the lead.
Here we go. Where is the defense for both teams at the moment? They're all just, very, very happy to continue forward. The great demo on the line there from Kami opens up the net, and it still looks like the meta in Rocket League.
The meta definitely shifting towards this demo playstyle, especially considering that teams are opting to put one defender back and 2 players forward to give themselves a bit of offensive pressure, but leaving that one person back is so dangerous because, as we just saw, one demo and there's an open goal that can be capitalized on. So they might have to play a little bit more passive if they don't want to leak too many goals. But a beautiful passing play. Jules with the double. Holy moly! What was that gameplay?
Oh, that's the cleanest passing I've seen in a long time. Jules, I said, was the defender last match. He's becoming the striker now, maybe.
Wow, the speed that he was able to pull that off. He knew exactly where he had to be and how to hit it to get that play. He left all the axles on the field broken on the side of Renegades. They could not move to save that. And again, we have an equal scoreline.
It's only at the halfway mark of this game. It's already 6 goals in this match. Raining still. But now Kami trying to come off his back or get the gentle touch to the corner. He's got a teammate there in Siki that puts it forward. Gets done out by Jules. Jules drops it down to the big man in Express. Express tries to win the ball, loses it out. Spido's just everywhere. He's going to continue forward. Can he read it off the side? Yes, he can. Absolutely bang it to the top corner. Is it going to hit the post twice? Oh my God, everyone's panicking on the goal line. Thank God Siki can reverse someone now. Reverse dribble on your own goal line. Who would have thought?
The panic mechanic is definitely real in this match. At least this time, Siki had enough composure to be able to just walk that ball out of goal line. I don't know how that managed to get the angle where it did not go in. Ground Zero still definitely cheated about that one, but they do persevere with the attack. The ball floating dangerously. Kami trying to get a middle pass, does do so. CJ with a beautiful dunk. Can he get the read? He tries, but it goes off to the side.
So close there, but Kami's even closer. Oh my God, he'd love to take his chance back again there. Doesn't hit the target, but still they can keep the pressure. Spido's just flipping all about in front of his goals, and it's just such a tight and crazy situation that we're in. We're down to a minute 20, and now finally, look like just for a second, both teams want to take a breather.
Slowing down the gameplay is definitely not a bad thing, especially but Jules, what are you doing, man? Where is this in game 1? The solo play. Look at the setup. He reads the waterfall down and bang, reclaims the lead.
He wants to make a statement. People were probably writing him off to being one of the best in OC, but geez, if he continues to put performances on like this, people are going to start putting his name in some high-level sentences now. But now CJ trying to take it out of the corner. Jules crunches it. He's up forward again. Express is even faster. He's in there. It's a 2-3-man commit there. Spidos puts it in the air, but Jules is going to have to retreat. He's jumped early here. He's left himself exposed. Kami can shoot on target, and Spidos keeps him out.
Don't mind the play there. They were able to slow down and give enough time for the defenders in Ground Zero to come back and get that save. So not a bad option to not go for that 50. Did kill a little bit of time, but this is the second time now we've seen Renegades claim the lead opening this match, and then they've fallen short and given up the lead in the dying minutes of this gameplay. So we only have now 24 seconds remaining on the clock, and we see Renegades muster something. A shot comes out, save comes through by Jules, but it's in the middle of the field.
Oh my God, Spido's nice redirect high in the air. 14 seconds left now. Someone's going to have to crunch, but they decide just to hold back. Reads Kami's flick really well there. Siki punches it forward. No one's ready for Renegades. They've got the lock on the halfway line. I don't think they're going to be able to break it. The shot from Jules to the bottom corner, trying to kill the game. We're down to 0 seconds. They're going to have to go across the pitch. They are not going to do that. GZ are 2-0 up in a series that they should not be doing.
This is absolutely crazy the way Ground Zero are playing. Yes, they may have given up the lead in the beginning stages of the match, but they're able to come back in a massive way. And now we see Jules actually coming through with a lot of scoring opportunities and a lot of goals as well. But holy wow, those are clip-worthy plays, and he's pulling them out like they're nothing.
Exactly right. And you're looking at, Jules is even getting on all the saves as well, so it seems like him and Spider's doing the double duties. Looks like Express maybe playing that more midfield route to try and connect the dots. But again, I saw a lot of people's predictions. I didn't see a 2-0 this early in a best of 7.
I didn't as well, and it just seems like Ground Zero have definitely done their research. The prep that they've been doing since the bracket was released on Wednesday is definitely working in their favor, because at the moment, they seem to be able to suffocate the Renegade side. They're really locking them down in their own side of the field, and if you can do that to a team and you can control the space effectively, you're going to walk away with a win.
Exactly right. Well, let's see if they can continue this sweep. They've started hot, but Do they still have more juice in the tank? CJ's going to possibly tap in the first goal again. No, he doesn't. Spydos gets across to save that. But again, hot start.
Hot start indeed. The way Renegades come out of the gate is definitely explosive, but they need to maintain it for the full 5 minutes because they can get all the opening goals, but if they give opportunity to Ground Zero to come back, they're just going to give away the lead again. But for now, it seems pretty back and forth. We do see Express trying to get the ball out of his side of the field. Jules will now take over, gets a nice 50, but the ball's kind of deadlocked at the moment.
It's a little bit of a change here, but oh my God, Express! What a read from the backboard! Slams it down. The goalkeeper gets a touch, but he has no chance of saving this.
I don't know what is happening in the Ground Zero camp, but they're all taking turns. First it was Spydos popping up, then Jules. Now we see a crazy double tap coming out of Express. Each member of the Ground Zero team showing how effective they can be on the field, and it's very beautiful to see.
Right, now, I don't think they can continue this forward, but Renegades finally in their attacking half trying to link some plays up, but they are just getting outpaced. It's technically open. Can someone get across for the tap in? No, they can't. But geez, they're still going forward. Even with this waterfall drop from Spydos, it's still in a dangerous area. Can Jules get in there? He's just going to hover around. He's going to hit it on the corner. Tries to get it high in the air for someone to get that one out, but CJ finally breaks the drought.
The thing that I'm liking that Ground Zero doing is they're allowing Renegades to have that first controlling touch forward, and then they're suffocating after that second touch as they're trying to move it out. We see once again Express just being very passive in the back line, waiting for that long clear to come, and then allowing Ground Zero to put the ball back into their offensive side of the field. So really clean rotation coming through from the Ground Zero side. But there's a shot coming out. Can he get to it? Spydos narrowly getting to that one.
What a pinch that would have been. It would have been a cheeky goal. Probably would have been something that Jizu would have been a little bit hurt by, cheap goal. But otherwise, they're going to continue to hold this defense now. They're going to see what Renegades can do with, their forward momentum. The ball's in a fantastic area. Easy tap in for Carp. And he's got the black hole goal celebration to suck everybody into their trap.
Oh, I love that gravity bomb goal explosion. Definitely a new and exciting goal explosion. But let's talk about the play. We saw Renegades for the first time really suffocate Ground Zero in their corner, and the ball spilling out in a really advantageous position. So well done for them to get the equalizer. So this is the first time they've been down early in the match. So this could be an interesting flip of the situation with Renegades. We'll have to see how it progresses as Spydos gets dunked. Ball in the middle will get cleared by Express, and that should be fine to get to the other side of the field.
Couldn't connect with Spydos having a lack of boost, and now Express is going to have to sit in this corner, get the decent 50, but CJ's there on the front post to come out, continues his play from the roof, going to win the 50 possibly with his car positioning there, and they're going to continue forward here. Renegades looking like maybe they have a lock, but I say that, and they're just giving them all the possession in the midfield, only to receive the pass in there.
The thing that they're doing now is what Ground Zero were doing. They're allowing the ball to kind of trickle forward that little bit, and then they're suffocating with their positioning. They're allowing the ball to come to a certain point, and then they're putting it back into a good position. So a good change up in positioning and strategy from Renegades, but it is still an equal scoreline with 2 minutes just about remaining on the clock. But CJ, what can he do? Gets the flip reset, but Jules gets the dunk.
Plenty of room. Both teams just banging it back and forth. Looking like your more traditional Rocket League game at the moment. But who's going to take the gamble? With a minute 40 on the clock, still some time to maybe hold. Oh, boy. Okay, CJ, what a redirect there. I was not prepared for this play.
Definitely not. The way he got this touch, it didn't seem like it had enough power, but that unfortunate touch by Jules, he tried to get it away from CJ, but unfortunately that will be our first own goal for this series.
I didn't want to call it too early. I wasn't 100% certain that was the own goal, but looking back at the replay, there's no doubt about it. What a redirect. But anyway, now they're on the back foot. Jeez, they've got a minute 30 to bring this back around. They've done it before. They're probably going to try and do it again. Let's keep going here.
They definitely got time on the clock to be able to do it. And now we have Express with the ball. This is going to be his turn to show up. Can't muster an attacking presence, but Ground Zero coming through with some good rotations. They will get pressured for the time being, but they do move it forward. Unfortunately, couldn't connect with that pass. This is opening up the Renegades. A shot come through. CJ again with an absolute banger, and he's got his second.
Yeah, DJ's going to score these every day of the week. You give him an open net like this is his bread and butter. Bang! Slots it in with a fair bit of pace. It's 81 kilometers with a crossbar. It's probably over 120.
Oh, quite easily. The way that bounced, the way he set up that angle, like you said, it's his bread and butter. Can hit those every day. And the first time we've seen Ground Zero looking in a bit of a dire situation. 2 goals down with 1 minute remaining is not a very advantageous position to be in, but still plenty of time to go forward. They need possession as Jules controls the ball. CJ getting it touched. Now Siki moving it forward. Trying to do something with the ball, but they're just really trying to kill some time and lock this ball away.
Exactly right. But it looks like Ground Zero might have to try and step up. Someone's going to have to play some nutty plays here and go for some solos if they're going to get back in this. 30 seconds now on the clock. They get in a good position here. Can Jules drop it down in a decent area? It's going to the front post. CJ's there to receive. Now Express committing all the bodies forward. Kami's gone for a decent clear. This could be the killer. Ziki puts it on the backboard, trying to read it himself, but a huge EU clear there from Spido. He's probably going to hopefully see this game out. 8 seconds for 2 goals. More than unlikely. Ziki's over, coming into an open net, scores it now, and it's going to be 2-1 on the series scoreline.
Exactly, the 2-1 series scoreline. Renegades doing a nice shift in momentum and obviously tactics as well. They definitely controlled the space that they were in a lot more efficiently. They weren't allowing Ground Zero to have as much time and space on the ball in an effective way. They were allowing the first and second touches, but after that, when they were really trying to ramp up momentum, they did lock them down quite efficiently, and might be a bit of a consolation goal coming through, possibly, but nope, that is going to hit the ground. Renegades with a 4-1 scoreline to take game 3.
There we go. It's always the reverse. Whoever scores first ends up losing in this series so far. I'm looking at the stats, and CJ is just absolutely dominating in the attacking stats there. A pure striker, you cannot doubt. And it looks like they've really got a certain formula in their structure. Obviously, you know, Ground Zero kind of have theirs, but it shows more with Renegades.
It really does. Like, the fact that CJ is primarily the goal scorer is kind of crazy. The fact that 6 goals out of the 7 all coming from CJ, he's definitely being a bit of a carry at the moment in terms of keeping his team involved in this match. But we do have to remember that it was a 4-1 scoreline, so he did get quite a few goals in that third game. But it's good to see Renegades shifted up. I was a bit worried in the first 2 games because Ground Zero did seem to have a lot more momentum control and a lot more space control with the field, but Renegades were able to adapt, and that's what is so interesting about a game, best of 7 series, is you have time to make some changes and adaptations, and try and set up for those counterattacks.
Yeah, exactly right. That was the best of 5. You're coming into that game in absolute panics for Renegades, but otherwise they knew they had time to let's just shuffle it up a little bit, see what happens, play that deeper role that you said they were playing. Receiving any long clears, and that was the way to go in the end. Instead of trying to be the large aggressors, trying to play maybe too high upfield and trying to suffocate him in a game that has worked against other teams. It just wasn't working against GZ today.
Yeah, GZ have definitely adapted, and in the first 2 games were playing very controlled. They were being a little bit more of a risk taker, pushing 2 players up forward, but that 2v1 against the Renegades team, who were leaving that one person back, is always going to be in your favor. So having that adaptation to only send one person up and sit one person a little bit more passive in the midline will work in their favor in a massive way. So now it's going to be an interesting situation to see how well Renegades and Ground Zero adapt in Game 4.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be quite a big game here. This is going to really determine, can Ground Zero, as you said, adapt to this situation, or they're just going to continue to play the same style they've been playing. They're under the pump early. DJ's actually in defensive position, decides the shadow defense, and what a perfect play that was to won the ball.
The control definitely coming through from Ground Zero. Again, they're just being very cautious about where they're positioning and giving themselves time on the ball. Renegades doing the same thing, leaving 2 members back, not overcommitting too much. So it's interesting to see how this first opening couple of seconds are being played, but no one really establishing strong possession or offensive pressure yet.
Yeah, not yet. Anyway, a bit of time here for Jules, but CJ is just not going to rotate. Decides just to, cause a bit of mischief. Probably puts his touch off a little bit. Now Kami can get a chance to clear long. Hits it decently. CJ's there. Oh, Express comes down from the roof. to get a, glancing save there. But again, no one's really, scaring the net right about now.
Seems like there's a bit of opportunity coming through, but rotations will be there. CJ, what has he been doing? The golden scorer for this series coming through, setting up his teammate, but Kami can't put it away. The two defenders on the goal line, so an opportunity almost missed there. Kami again with the ball. He's going to go for a bit of a drag to clear the defense. Does get met by Siki as well, so he's going to carry it and move it forward. Ooh. Oh my god, the flip reset, almost dangerous.
Got a bit of a net game here with those delivery pits, but now Spider's going for a dunk of himself. Tries to do well here. Express is going to get it right over the net, doesn't drop before the goal line, but only lets Kami clear this ball really long. It's ping pong action right about now. Who's going to be able to connect the dots? And this is a chance to do it, but interceptions have been very good in this game.
The interceptions have definitely favored both teams, and it's going to be up to one team to take the bigger risk and see if it'll pay off to get this first goal. They're playing a very similar game style where they're just waiting for the long clear and the counter attack, so we'll see how it all goes as Jules looks to control this. He's going to try and actually air drag in the middle, but can't quite get the connection he wants. He'll try and move it forward, but the pressure all GZ's way for the time being. They're looking to lock this ball now, but Kami with a beautiful little flick to clear most of the defense.
Getting a lot of air drags, Renegades, out of their defense. Seems like that's the way they want to play. So, even if they're pushing the ball forward, if someone tries to contest, they can also win that 50 as well. So, seems like a bit of a strat they're trying to use right about now.
Psyonix with the ball now. What can he do? He's trying to slow play it and give his team a little bit more time and space. It'll actually be Express to try and move the ball forward. CJ, not really a good touch there, and it'll be Jules to take over. He pops one, can't pop the second. And Renegades now on the counter-attack. Actually, no, Spidoge with a beautiful early read, but it's going to be all Siki putting it infield for CJ, the golden scorer, but he can't do it this time.
This game is a complete contrast of the last few. We've had plenty of goals early for most teams, and it's 0-0 still on this game. Spidoge trying to drop it down in a good area for someone to receive, but they're not committing enough plays forward for those tapping goals to be, working at the moment.
Definitely seems to be the way, because having two players back is going to be the safest bet, especially when demo plays have been so successful in this series. We've seen, especially in Game 2, how Ground Zero were able to adapt and do the demo plays really efficiently. So Renegades adapting to that play style, definitely working out in their favor, but Express has put the ball the wrong way. It's a 2v1 situation, but Jules still manages to save, and this could be the counter-attack. Every member of the field rushing back to the blue side just to get some kind of pressure on the ball, and it will be Kami being met by Express to keep his ball locked into the blue side.
Exactly right. Down to a minute left. We have 0-0 on the scoreline. Next goal is probably going to win this match. Jules trying to play it slow, waiting for that ball to drop so he can flick it in himself. Express going hard into the corner, gets beat out by CJ. Siki comes across the face, leaves it in the area for Jules to receive. Jules doesn't have enough boost to go for the air, so he ends up just flicking it straight off that corner. It drops in a good area for him, doesn't have enough boost to receive. Now Express pumps it on the backboard. CJ's going to have to read that. Spidoge is going up quick here. Siki's put it to the side. Kami's going to receive the ball. Tries to put it in a good area. It's a shot on target. Good save from Siki. Kami goes again. Spidoge is there again. And oh my god, how has no one scored on that play? Was they going forward with some dribbles of themselves?
Ground Zero mounting a huge amount of pressure there, but not putting it on net will hurt them. They're going to try with one last attempt. 12 seconds on the clock. It will get dunked, and there's an open net opportunity. No! Just like that, the counter-attack smashing through for Renegades, and Siki scoring the first and possibly the only goal in game number 4.
Somehow it works. It's like, in these games when it's 0-0, you're expecting such a spectacular goal. It just comes through a pink on the sidewall. And now we're down to 8 seconds. GC are going to have to get a good clear. They actually got possession of the ball. Jules is going forward. Beats the first one. Gets the dunk on the second. Now they can get a pass in the midfield. Express is there. Puts it far, far away from the goals. And Ground Zero have now made it 2-2 on the series.
A massive contrast in game number 4 in comparison to the previous 3 games. Very low scoring, only 1 goal in the dying 10 seconds of that match. So it's really interesting to see how similar they were playing. Like we said, Renegades and Ground Zero leaving 2 members back means that the offensive plays and the attacking pressure is going to be a little bit lackluster. And to have that one play, it only takes one wrong decision or one lucky bounce or pinch to work in your favor to secure the win.
Yeah, it's just, it's hard. Sometimes the Rocket League gods just don't have it out for you in certain matches, but you just got to, keep it in your stride and, keep going forward, because they're still in a good position here. I think if they, if I said to them they could take a 2-2 series into this game coming into a best of 7, they would have grabbed that every day of the week. So if they can keep that in their minds, I reckon they've got a chance here, GZ, to still find a way to get through Renegades.
I mean, essentially now we move to a best of 3. There's only 3 matches left to be played at maximum, so they can reset and go, all right, we only need 2 more wins to be moving through to the semi-final. So a lot on stake for both these teams being able to miss the quarterfinals, but they just need to reset and focus on the match in front of them.
Well, here we go. Express takes it up the side here, tries to drop the ball down in the area for someone to receive, and it draws there! And here we go. Wowee. Let's have a look at this one.
A contrasting start to how we had last match. We had a last-minute goal coming through, and this time we have a very quick opening goal in the first 19 seconds, and that gravity bomb is such a cool goal explosion, just a ton of detour there.
It's a great, explosion, but geez, it kills any vision that we have. And oh my God, CJ has he just, oh my God, nearly threw away a goal there. Not exactly sure what happened, but that looked awkward for him.
Definitely so. It was not a comfortable situation, and almost a second goal for Ground Zero, but now the return will come through. There is a demo in favor of Renegades, so there's a little bit of pressure mounting as Siki takes a shot, almost snipes the upper left corner, but unfortunately couldn't manage to get the shot on.
Here we go, Wolves. Again in the favor of Ground Zero. Kami comes in hot and he scores again. It's more like that, diamond play where you're just throwing all the bodies forward in front of the goals from a pass from the side, and it works out for him.
I like the way CJ played that. He did get the touch middle and then instantly put his car in between where that block or that clear was meant to be going. So he's put a lot of pressure onto the back line of Ground Zero, and then the ball fell on the lap of Kami. So a well-executed play there, but a lot of pressure coming through for that play. Hopefully they're able to maintain it as Kami with 0 boost moves the ball forward, manages to get the boost in the corner as well, so can manage to keep this offensive pressure moving forward. But luckily Ground Zero have done well enough to control the ball and move forward.
Anyway, great pass in the midfield for CJ. CJ's going to try and wait for the demo. Fantastic play. He knew that his teammate was there to assist, and God, what a goal that was.
That Dominus flick, he controlled that so well, waited for Sticky to pop, and then bang, executed.
That's it. That's the way they've played today, and they're typical goals, and it's working so well for them. Ground Zero are really struggling to deal with those 2v1 dribble situations because they know they've got the communication down pat. Anyway, Spider tries to dunk it on the line, and it's high scoring this game, unlike the last.
Interesting that we've gone from 3 games very high scoring, 1 game which was very evenly matched with only 1 goal, and now we're back to that high scoring affair in this series. So interesting to come through, but CJ coming through like a whirlwind, and he's got 2 again in this series. Definitely the leading goal scorer so far.
Oh my God, CJ just will not stop slamming balls in that net. He is just going hot today. What a pure striker, and he's making a statement on the scene that, he ain't done yet.
Oh man, he is definitely far from being finished, and his rotations and the read of the ball are unlike any other. He's been able to be in the right position 9 times out of 10, and stepping up in a massive way for the Renegades. They do currently have a 2-goal lead, nearing this halfway mark, and there's a beautiful infield pass. Does get cleared by a long shot, and Kami not getting the read will open it up for Express, so a bit of a feels bad there for that read, but a bit of a leg in back to Ground Zero.
You want to take his time again, looking back at that Kami. He's ended up just giving away a free goal for Express here. It was a decent clear upfield, but something that he should be able to deal with. And now it brings him back in the game. It's 1 goal still in this, with half the game to go. Both teams are still looking to grab this match.
We are indeed, and we have another shot on by Spider. Demo coming in favor of Jules. The Ground Zero with a bit of a power play here with a bit of a mismatch in numbers, but they will respawn and reclaim a little bit of control. CJ with 0 boost is still able to move the ball forward. They're doing a fantastic job. It's going to be Jules trying to solo play it here. Not really working out for the time being, but Ground Zero seems to have a bit of momentum their way.
Anyway, here we go. Jules puts on the solo for himself, tries to get that dunk, can't get it over Siki. Siki wins it with a big clear, but Express gets a fantastic EU clear. Now Kami's on the ball, flicks it up somehow with a bit of pace there. Siki to the corner for someone to receive, takes the boost, rotates back out. CJ's here now. He's going to do something messy here. Going to try and put it down for Kami. Kami's got a shot on target. Can Express save? Yes, he can. But Renegades are still putting on the pressure.
They are indeed. The pressure coming through, and not too much at the moment. The stage coming through for Ground Zero. Nothing too dangerous, but it's the presence and the pressure that they're able to mount. Kami managing to get a few touches there to keep the ball locked in, and we're seeing a massive scramble on defense coming out of Ground Zero. They're not able to get any kind of pace on this ball, and that's going to mean that Renegades are able to push up and lock the ball in.
Like that at the moment. Anyway, Spider's just having to try and do anything he can to get in front of this ball. Does well there to block it, but still will not get out of their half. Good jump here from Express, pushes it up for Kami. Kami's going to go for the backward. Good pump there from Siki, puts Spider's in a really bad position. Fantastic pass there. Does CJ want to go for the kill? Not quite yet. He decides he's going to hold back, but that was a big moment to kill the game.
A massive opportunity there for the Renegades. Missed it. They had the positioning across field. They could have secured a 4th in this match with just under a minute remaining in this match. Ground Zero still having a chance. They just need to mount some offensive pressure, get a bump play, get a demo play, and some kind of aggression. But it seems like for the moment it'll be a bit of ping pong as CJ going for the double, tries to go for the dunk, manages to get a slight touch on it, but it will be Ground Zero controlling the ball again.
Ground Zero have got 30 seconds. Otherwise, they're going to be looking at a match point towards Renegades. Someone goes right across the face of the goal. I thought it was going to slip in, but at least it's in the area that they want it right now. Jules tries to get this ball down. Spido's got the ball, passes down to Express. Express doesn't want to commit with 10 seconds left. Now he's made himself in a really bad position here. Good shot there from CJ. It's on target. Jules is going to have to go for a flip reset of his life to continue this play forward. Can't put it down. Renegades are now 3-2. They're sweeping this one a little bit with last 3 games.
Wow, what a turnaround. Ground Zero getting the opening 2 matches, and then Renegades coming through with the last 3. And CJ now still leading the series scores at 8 goals and 20 shots. Look at the shot differential between Renegades and Ground Zero, 40-27. So a massive amount of offensive pressure coming out from the Renegades. And that was a massive turnaround from the first 2 games where Ground Zero had all the shooting potential. So it seems like they've been able to adapt really, really quickly. And that's something that Renegades have been able to do very well for a long time, is they see where the openings are, they capitalize on their opportunities, and they win series at the end of the day.
Well, yeah, those stats are really opening up. I was looking at the save stats. Now it's 10 saves ahead now for GZ, so they've just been absolutely peppered last game. And probably, the fault of their own, just sitting a little bit deep there. And also, not gambling as well. I thought they had that one opportunity with Express, should have, gambled on it. Decided, to hold back with 5 seconds, and you really don't have much opportunities when you're doing that.
I think the hardest thing about Express there is you do want to commit to an all-in play, but you don't want to commit to a position where you're going to get scored on. It was an opportunity that could have been capitalized on, but at the same time, I understand why. He was a little bit too fired, a bit too passive in the back line, and he's had to be passive because of the way they're playing. Having those 2 attackers up and the 1 defender, you don't want to get demoed on a rotation or, a miss hit and concede a goal. So it's that situation of, do you play hyper aggressive and try and go for an all-in play, or do you try and get a counter attack? And that's what they have to try and balance.
Again, I've just realized this series has gone with the formula of you score first, you lose. So we're going to have to find out who is going to score in this next game, because I think Renegades might just be happy to let GZ roll one in.
I mean, if that's the way the history of this series is going to go, then definitely let them roll one in and then capitalize on the return, We did see that one game where Game 4 there was only 1 goal scored. So technically, the first team that scored then did take the win because there was only the 1 goal. But in terms of like a higher scoring situation, it definitely was first goal, first lose. So I don't know. It's very back and forth. Ground Zero have had their opportunities to definitely capitalize and, you know, secure that lead, but at the same time, their passing plays haven't been as on point as what Renegades have.
No, they haven't been. I think we saw a glimpse early of GZ when they were starting to hit those passing lanes between Spydoge and Express, but it's gone missing now, and I think that's due to Renegades just playing a little bit more passive in the defense and picking the opportunities a little bit more now. And here we go. We are down to match point for Renegades here. They win this game. They go forward to the semi-finals, and they're starting hot here. We've already hit the backboard.
That's right. The backboard is nearly coming through in favor, but it will not be an opportunity to score. So Renegades, unfortunately, missing out there. But it seems like Ground Zero are definitely stepping up the pace. They're trying to challenge these balls a lot more and be a little bit less passive on the defensive side. So we'll see how that plays out as Express does take a touch, gets instantly capitalized on by CJ, and some very awkward touches in the corner, not really leading to a clear. Finally, Spydoge is able to clear it long and forces out a touch by Siki, but can they capitalize?
Yeah, it seems like they're too far away. There's too much distance between the players at the moment for where the ball is. And they're just not being able to, follow up with those 50s. But anyway, they're starting to follow up now, trying to get a shot on target, but still, they haven't had one in the first minute. And they're going to have to be careful here because they're going to have to try and make something work. Spydoge's got a good area. Oh my God, Jules was there. And that was the sniff they needed.
I'm looking for those solo plays to really step up for Ground Zero to get them the shot, but the return from Renegades almost working in their favor. The solo play from Jules, what can he do? Goes for the dunk, but can't quite manage it. And as I was saying, the solo plays is what's going to really separate Ground Zero from Renegades. Jules and Spydoge both being able to pop up in a massive way.
Yeah, anyway, that is an awkward touch here. Oh, Spydoge just put him in a world of hurt now. This could drop in front of the goal face. They decide not to commit there, but geez, that looks scary. And again, a good backboard touch here. Siki! What a shot here. Sets it up for himself. And now he's put his team 1 foot in the door of the semi-final.
Kami being so aggressive there in the corner really set up Siki, and yes, that was a beautiful touch as well, but I've always said that Kami is definitely the playmaker for the Renegades. He's almost always involved in an attacking play, and he was able to get a nice little 50 there to pop out in the right spot for Siki. So Renegades taking the lead early in this match, but I'm a little bit worried because if we go on our history of who scores first loses, this could be bad for Renegades. The shot comes through by Express, but does get saved.
Your statement was going to be true there for a second. Anyway, Spydo tried to flick it up. A shot here from Express, but it's only gentle. He must have pre-jumped way too early here. Now Siki's trying to hit the backboard, but that's too easy of a clear for Jules to receive. DJ versus Express in the midfield leaves plenty of space for Kami to win that ball. Finds Siki on the sidewalk. Siki's going to try and drop this down. Gets made by Express here. But again, it's getting very end-to-end, and they're going to have to try and find some answers now, Ground Zero. They can't wait too long.
They definitely can't. Leaving 2 members back in defense is the safer option, but it limits your attacking presence so much. You're relying on pretty much one of your players solo playing or getting a very nice infield pass to secure an opportunity there by Express. Can't really focus it, but there's an infield pass. It does go a little bit high, but a nice moment for Ground Zero. Unfortunately missed.
That at least will scare Renegades and hopefully, force them maybe to be deeper to open up some holes for him. But anyway, it's going to have to be a good play here. But Jules does well, passes it down, goes right across the face. Spydoge picks the boost up on the halfway. He can see this ball, goes for a shot, tries to get a demo, can't get one. Now, Express and Spydoge trying to link up here, can't get that one to work. Now Jules, high in the air, drops it in the midfield. Siki's only going to beat that. Good demo on the line, must have been Kami. Going for a shot on target. No, they can't, and CJ's going to have to take this ball up. But again, they're trying their heart out, Ground Zero.
They are, but Renegades with the attacking pressure, they're opting to send 2 members up and relying on that one person back, and it's definitely working out for them. They have a lot of momentum on their side, especially with the 1 goal up, so we'll see how they manage to do so as Kami takes a touch in the corner, gets met by Spydoge, but this is dangerous. Jules will have to try and control as best as possible, but only as far as Kami, so Renegades again allowing that first touch and then sniping it away from them.
That's right, got all the possession here, passes it up to Kami. Kami's looking to kill this game to get a pass down, can't do that. Now, minute on the clock, they are 1-0 up, but Ground Zero is still hunting for this goal. He's retreating back now, Spider in a bad position. Jules is going to have to go for a play of his life. Thank God he gets it over the top of CJ, gets demoed for the Express is there. Express is going to try and drop it down, can't get them on the work. Now Kami dropping on the ball, going upfield, looking for a pass from Tiki. Only leaves it for Jules to win this. Does Jules have enough boost to play? Puts it in a good area, but the easy clear there from Kami. Express puts it up on the sidewall, 30 seconds now. They're going to have to link some plays, and the defense is too far back.
The passing plays are not working out for Ground Zero. You can see they're trying for it, but they're not getting it in an accurate position to be capitalized on. And the slightest mistake will open up so much space for Renegades. And now we have 16 seconds on the clock. This is not looking good for Ground Zero, who need to win this to stay in this series. But it looks like Renegades might have enough on it to control it out. Kami taking a touch, trying to kill some time. No one from Ground Zero anywhere near the ball, but it's still up. What can Express do? He flicks one. Met by CJ, manages to get over him, so it's an opportunity. Spydoge, what's he going to do? Can he put it in? No! There's an opportunity. It's still up. It's still up. There's still a chance. Oh.
Oh my God. They had a sniff there to put that one in, and they just couldn't. Oh, they don't want to sleep on that one tonight. But otherwise, Renegades, congratulations. You've made it to the semi-finals here today. You've also pocketed yourself a guaranteed $3,500. And geez, what a performance Renegades had, because they do deserve this series.
Wow, just insane. The fact that the first 2 matches went to Ground Zero, very dominating, especially from Spydoge and Jules. They were very dynamic in a lot of their attacking play. And then for Renegades to instantly see what they were doing and counterattack from Game 3 onwards was amazing. And CJ, 21 shots, pretty half of the shots coming through for Renegades. That man is definitely feeling himself, and rightly so, with the way he was playing.
Yeah, exactly right. He was in the moment. He was just banging every shot he got an opportunity to see. But also looking at those stats, some fun stats there. Looking at Siki, what a nice guy Siki is. Not even a single demo. Unlike his teammate in Kami, which is very happy to get it messy and start smacking people around.
Yeah, Kami's a very aggressive player, and as I said, he's always involved in some kind of offensive play, whether it's a bump, demo, or a shot himself. He's always, involved in those plays, but that will mean that Renegades progress through. Ground Zero will be taking on, I believe, the winner of... I actually can't remember.
It'll be the other game that we are casting next with Mind Freak versus Overt. My brain went in overtime there, but I didn't pull that one out. It was somewhere locked at the back. But that's also another good game that's going to be coming next for us to cast, because that is a very even matchup.
It is indeed. So if you want to see the bracket, ! Bracket in the chat, it will be live updated so you can see exactly what's happening with all the games. And also, we are using the hashtag RLO Grand Slam as well. So spam that on Twitter so we can see exactly your thoughts and feelings about all these games. But as you can see on the bracket, Ground Zero looking to take on the winner of Mind Freak versus Overt, and then Renegades waiting cool and comfortable in the semi-finals to see who they'll go up against.
Yeah, so there's a bit of a switch in the bracket as well. So they'll be playing someone from the other half of this bracket in general. So there's a lot of matchups there that, they might be a little bit scared of Renegades, but otherwise they've done well. Ground Zero are now, one away from, losing and dropping out here, but they're going to play either Mind Freak or Overt, and I would still think they would like the chances against both those teams.
I think so, but it looks like we're going to possibly go into an interview, I believe. No interview, my apologies. miscommunication there, but we will be looking to obviously set up this next bracket, which will be Mind Freak versus Overt, and again, that's going to be an absolutely bang-up game.
Exactly right. Well, you stay, tighten your chairs, people. Maybe grab a drink and come back quickly, because we've got another banger of a match, Mind Freak versus Overt, after this break.